Studying towards masters and PhDs, believe me, they can drain you physically, they can drain you emotionally. And most of the students, they end up suffering from burnout. And it's actually very important that you know or you learn the tricks of beating the study burnout. And what is burnout? Study burnout is a type of stress linked to study. It is involved it includes being worn out physically, emotionally, and may involve feeling useless, powerless, and empty. And in most cases, if you talk to students, they actually feel like that, and they, especially when they do not know where to go, what to do, and how to address some of the issues raised by their supervisor. Then you feel so useless, you feel so powerless, you feel so empty, you feel like you don't know anything. Yeah, so yeah, it's always there. Then some experts also link burnout with the depression, but in the general feeling out there, or the general consensus out there is that burnout and depression are actually different, and I will treat them like that. They are different. And what are some of the symptoms of burnout? Long fatigue, you're always tired. Come, it's a Monday, whether it's Monday, it's Tuesday, any day of the week, you're always tired. And you can even ask yourself, what have I done? Maybe you've done nothing, but you're always tired. And in most cases, you just want to keep yourself in bed. So it's one of the signs as well of fatigue, intellectual exhaustion. Yeah, your mind is always tired. You don't want to think. Your brain does not want to observe more information. You're not willing to study further. And at the end of the day, you see that your academic grades have actually decreases. That is sign of intellectual exhaustion. And you can also have apathy towards educational topics. Anything that has to do with the educational topic, you tend not to have interest in those debates, in those discussions. And some of the tips for you to recognize that you are having burnout, you need to frequently take inventory of how you are feeling emotionally and physically, and you need to do that mindfully and non-judgmentally. Don't judge yourself. Yeah, it's I know in most or especially in our African culture, most of us, we don't believe in all those things, but it's actually they are actually happening. So you need to be honest with yourself as you take a frequent inventory of how you are feeling emotionally and physically. And the burnout at times it takes the form of persistent negative feelings, which reduce your ability to study efficiently. So at times you just feel like you don't want to study, just feel like negative about what you're studying. At times you ask yourself, is this gonna pay? Is this gonna be of value? It's sign of burnout. Look out for feelings of physical or mental exhaustion, loss of motivation, all that stuff. At times it happened that you lose the motivation to study, but when you started, you were actually motivated to study. So this can also be a good sign for you to tell that something is actually happening in me. Notice behavioral signs of burnout, which include also reduce the productivity, procrastination, then withdrawal, frequent mistakes, or making mistakes frequently, or some of those mistakes that you used not to make. Then you start to see that you are actually starting to make those mistakes, or even not addressing the issues that are raised by your supervisor. When you see that most of the time the supervisor raises specific issues that he or she wants you to address, then you don't address those issues. You go ahead, you write your own thing, and that's the biggest problem with the students. Supervisor is telling the student to take this direction, and the student does not seem to pay attention to that. It's also a sign of exhaustion. So when you see that this is actually happening to you, you also need to make sure that you ask yourself mindfully and non-judgmentally whether you are having some form of burnout. Then how to prevent some burnout, say no to the culture of overwork. We don't want you to overwork. There are so many things there are other things that are important than you standing in your books. Family is one of the things that are important. So it's very important to make sure that you don't overwork. And one tip that you can avoid, that you can use to avoid overworking is to embrace technology. Embrace technology. Embrace it. If I'm telling you to throw away all the hard copies, just go and throw them away and try to learn the advantages of soft copies. If I'm telling you that go and learn typing, go and learn typing, you will see the advantages of typing so that you don't overwork yourself. By sitting long hours whilst you're trying to type, sitting long hours, you're trying to scan through a book that does not even carry even a quarter of what you're looking for, or even an inch of what you're looking for. So it's very important for you to avoid overwork by actually adopting technology. Constantly prioritize your mental and physical health. Hey, it's very important that we go out there and study. Go out there and exercise. We need to exercise. Go and run. It's pointless for you to sit in your house. Then you become obese at the end of the day when you finish your PhD. Then you are obese. Then you are already having some health issues. So it have defeated the purpose of studying. So it's very important that you go out there and do exercises. Don't sit in your house and tell people that you don't have time to go and cycle your bicycle. You don't have time to go and run you because you have got a lot of work. No, just give yourself some time. Go out there and do some activity. Find activity that feed your soul. Yes, to go for holiday, take some holidays, take some time off, go to, and meet other people, go and worship, go and practice and meet other people, in whatever activities that you feel will actually feed your soul. Go and do that. Then planning is one of the most important thing. Plan on your study, not only the objectives, not only what of the objectives of study, but to plan the whole research, how you are going to execute the whole study is an overall, is an overview. When do you want to start? When do you want to finish? And also in between, try to put some breaks as well and some holidays. Be in control of your study. That's another thing. Be in control of your study. Most of God, in also the times, if you are not in control of the study, then you start to get a lot of pressure. So you need to be in control of your study. Know what's happening in your study. Know, and most of the people that does not know what's happening in their study, they are those people who wants other people to write for them. Write your own study. Go out there and go through that process. You will still get it right. Go and write it on yourself. You are going to know that at the end of the day, you will be actually happy when you produce something and you graduate. And we want to see you crying after all. On that day, then we know that yes, you felt it. Right. Addressing burnout, please take some time off. I talked about that. Get enough sleep. I talked about that. Then seek social support. We talk of that as well. Social network that are around you, please. Take care of your families. Family is one of the social network, the social support network that is close to you. And please, I would want you to make sure that you take care of your families. After all, when you finish your studies, you still need to go back home and meet your family. So it's very important. This is actually one of the support system that you have, which is actually very important. You as a student. Then talk to professionals. In most universities, there is a department set for counseling, psychology and counseling, I'm sure. And those departments, they are not just put in place, for the sake of putting them in place. They are there for a reason. And one of the reason is when you feel you are experiencing some burnout, go and talk to those people. Exercise regularly. We talked about exercising, eating healthy. One of the most important thing to do. Don't just eat whatever is out there. Try to make sure that you eat a lot of vegetables, carrots, especially for your eyes. Eat a lot of veggies. Drink a lot of water and some fruits as well. Eat a lot of fruits and avoid too much of those fast foods. Some chips, I know when you're studying, you need to eat a lot because you'll be burning a lot of energy at the end of the day. So you need to make sure that whatever you are eating, you're not taking too much of the calories. Then clarity. If you don't understand what is expected of you to do, please sit down with your supervisor and talk to your supervisor so that you understand exactly what he or she wants you to do. Once you do that, then you are in control of your study and you less burnout. So students, masters, doctoral students, please try by all means to beat out the burnout by making sure that you do the right thing. Yes, don't forget to subscribe and to share. Thank you.